I don't want to just be inspired. I want to see that inspiration be moving. I want to watch the creation actually move and have movement beyond where I am right now. And I say that because I was just listening to one of my favorite albums. If you don't know who Lava is, she is I guess she would be considered spiritual new R&B artist, um, who a lot of her music is very, high frequency type, spiritual type music, her and Free Soul. If you don't know who either one of those are, you should go check them out. And they have a group called Earth, and they also have an album called Source Gold. They have a lot of music. They're a super talented duo. Um, but anyways, I was listening to her first album, which is I believe Kilauea, and the second track on that album, Chaotic. I can't remember the name. It's a beautiful song. Um, and I would dance to that song all the time. I remember when I first heard it. Uh, it was around the end of 2019, I believe. Because I believe her album came out in like October, and I think I heard it in like November or December or something like that. And very inspirational. Very. I just remember feeling charged inside when I first heard it, and I danced to it all the time. And I was just listening to it now, and I had kind of been not just avoiding her music, but avoiding music like that in general because I don't want to feel inspired and not see movement from that inspiration. I don't want to feel hope and watch that hope just be hope and nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I've kind of let go of the idea of hope in the way that we think about it today. And that's a really painful thing when hope has no outlet, when it has no, honestly, it's kind of, this is definitely probably going to be controversial. It's kind of me getting off of the wheel that everybody I feel runs on when it comes to hope. I feel like hope can be extremely toxic when there is not just nothing behind it, but when there is no real, I keep on want to say no real movement behind it, but that's not what I mean. It's like everybody hopes for peace on earth, but no one has ever seen peace on like everyone hopes to be able to have enough money to live comfortably and not have to worry, but 90% of the population will never see a life like that. You get what I mean? It's like whatever that is, it's like I don't want to be a part of that anymore. I would rather be, even if it's extremely painful, realistic about life and what it is that I want. Um, I'd rather be honest about the reality that we live in, that at this current state, most people will never see a life like that. And so, with that in mind, I feel two different ways. The first way is like that Superman thing that I have is like, how can I change the world, to make it like that for everybody? And the second emotion is knowing that how can I build a life for myself that allows me to have the level of happiness or comfort that I would like and be satisfied with where I am. You know what I mean? And both feelings are really, I have a hard time finding words today. Today was, anyway, both of those things kind of make me feel sad because it's like I know I could not change the world on my own. Specifically, I can be honest and truthful and maybe people will love that, and something will change in them, but I can't change it by myself. And then there's a part that's unsatisfied where I want a different type of life that I honestly don't think I can have with the world that we live in. Also coming to accept that I probably will never be the happiness I actually crave on earth. I'll probably never have that. That's real painful, and I still have not fully accepted that. um, I just don't think it's possible to be the level of happiness that my heart truly desires. Um, unless I don't know. I always have this totally unrealistic optimistic optimism in the back of my head, like, well, maybe some sort of miracle will happen. Have to be a miracle. Maybe something really wonderful will come forth and just make it, what it is that I want. But I have to be honest with myself and be like, that's probably not going to happen. And if it is, probably not at this moment. So what can I do right now? I've been asking myself that question. What is the next step? What is the next thing forward? And that also comes with two thoughts. The first one is, how can I find a way to be happy where I am right now? You know, to be honest, I'm not. I'm not happy with where I am. But the gag is, I don't know what the fuck, I don't know what reality I could live in on earth that could bring forth the happiness that I feel is achievable here. I don't know. I don't desire a career. I don't necessarily desire a business, even though I could do one. I don't. I create content like this to be honest, just to say my thoughts and what I'm thinking. But I don't desire to be a influencer. Not anymore. I used to. Not anymore. I sing. I would like to put out music, but I don't necessarily desire to be an artist in the way people do music, like the way the music industry works. I have no desire to be a part of that. And so it's like, what the fuck do I want? And I can't stay in that space too long because then I'll start getting sad. It's like, well, I don't want nothing that I just keep on hearing myself. I don't want nothing that these people want. I just want a good life. I just want to be able to do whatever it is that makes me happy that day. But when I'm really honest with myself, like, what would make me happy today? Travel comes to mind. I like to travel and see places, but I don't think it would really satisfy what I need inside. You know what I mean? It's like a novelty. I noticed this about myself. This was one thing that I recognized earlier this year. In the beginning of the year, we had a snowstorm. The first time in Houston that we ever saw real snow. Like, we had actual, it was so fucking magical. That was the first time I ever seen real snow in my life. Because it snowed in Houston before, but no, it was like at least 2 inches of snow, 2 or 3 inches of snow here in Houston. And it was the most magical shit I've ever experienced in my life. Like, that was in recent memory, that was the happiest day of my life thus far. I know that's probably crazy to see snow in Houston be the happiest day, but it was like a gift because where my mind was, I was just not in a good place. And it was like a gift from the universe. Like, here's something to give you that wonder and that essence of just honestly like being a child, just seeing something for the first time and just being in complete awe of it. I think I would, well, I say this with caution. I think I would enjoy a place that snowed only maybe 2 months out of the year. I would like to be in a place that experienced all 4 seasons. That's where I would like to live. I want to see all 4 seasons throughout the whole year. Because in Houston, it's just hot, fall, winter, spring, hot. Like, we get, it's like, it's like about 80% hot in Houston most of the time, or warm. And during the winter, there's like usually 2 weeks of a freeze. And then that's it, you know. This year was really like, it has not been as hot. I don't think if we saw 100-degree weather yet, it's only been one day, which is shocking. Like the years before, we had 100-degree weather in June. That was crazy. All the way through fucking September. Crazy. Anyway, I'm off topic. But that was the first time I experienced wonder and just beauty and just I felt so happy and so grateful that I didn't even want, I hadn't slept because I was just too excited to see, like, I just want to see snow, you know? I was too excited to be outside, and I probably was up for like 20 hours. And eventually I went to sleep maybe around 2 o'clock when it stopped snowing. But it was the most magical shit I ever seen in my life. And that was the happiest that I can remember being in my life thus far, especially as an adult. I can't speak for childhood, I don't even know. But as an adult, that was the happiest day of my life. That's kind of sad. That makes it kind of sad. Like that was the happiest day, the day you saw snow. But yeah, it just opened up wonder again. And but I also noticed that when it was over, it was done. Like it was like just just a random memory, you know. I noticed that about myself. I don't know if it's the ADHD, autism, I don't know, but maybe it's the ADHD part. Once emotions are gone from me, they're completely gone. Like it's like they happened and then they didn't. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what it reminds me of? It's like if you've seen a movie. Like, you know how a movie, like you seen a movie that was really great. It was a feel good movie. It made you really happy. You remember it and you can see it playing in your head. That's what memories feel like to me. They feel like movies that I saw a long time ago that didn't actually happen in my life, but they're just a memory. But I don't feel the visceral experience. Like when I think about that day, I can remember how happy I was and I can remember the joy that I felt, but I can't remember the actual feeling in my body. You know what I mean? I just remember being really emotional about it, you know? And I feel like I don't feel in the way other people do. I don't feel feelings how other people do. I feel like they feel really intense, and then when they're gone, it's like they never existed. I noticed that about myself. I tend to feel sadness extremely intensely and happiness lightly. You know what I mean? Like my body is, I think, wired for the intensity of a feeling or sadness, but happiness, I feel like it's either that or I just never had a lot of happiness. Maybe. I think that may be it. Like I don't have a bad life. I've never had a horrible life and this horrible story to tell. I don't have anything like that. Um I've never really been I've never really felt the happiness that I truly want. And it's not because I'm incapable, it's just the things that would generally make regular people or everybody else happy, those things don't make me happy. Getting money doesn't make me happy. Going on vacation, it brings a level of happiness, but it doesn't bring me joy. I guess joy. I guess I'll say joy instead of happiness. Like I'll be happy on a vacation. It's a great experience. It's fun, but it doesn't bring me joy. You know, like that joy of that, like that experience of the snow, you know, things, cars, house, clothes, purses, whatever. Those things don't make me happy. Food is up there. It's right up there with new experiences. Food makes me happy. I think because it releases the dopamine in my brain. Like especially meat does releases a lot more dopamine than anything else. So that's probably why. But I feel like whatever is going on with how my brain is wired, it just doesn't, things just don't hit that dopamine high for me. I guess like other people get. When I see people get excited about cars, or well, I bought this new designer bag, or I whatever their thing is. Or I just, made this deal, I did this business and I made a lot of money. I'm like, even when I've made money, money just makes me sad, to be honest. It made me sad because how I got it, I had to give up a lot of myself to get it. I've never had an experience where money didn't take more from me. Like making money didn't take more from me than it gave. So money has never made me happy. It really has honestly made me more sad than happy, because it's like another level of stress that comes with that. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what would it take, or what would I have to do for my brain to really get that level of joy that it craves. Like I said before, a connection is important to me, and I don't have a ton of that. Um, I don't know. I think just my core values are different than a lot of people, and I do crave newness, but I also recognize newness is just a frivolity. Like it'll come and go. But things that really last, I don't know what that would look like. I'm trying to not look at my next life or next level of self as a business opportunity. Like, what could I do to make money that could make me happy, or do this or none of those things make me happy. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. And so it's like I'm having to completely rewire my brain on how to experience life in a way that feels full, you know, without assigning a dollar sign to it, or a business idea or something. You know what I mean? The gag is, it's like if I really had the capacity to run a business, I'd be a billionaire. I feel like because I'm really good at reading people and knowing what people want and being able to give that to them. To be honest, I wish I could turn off certain parts of my brain and turn that part up, because I'd be a fucking billionaire by now, honey. The level of drive that I'm capable of, it's like I have a lot of capability. I have a lot of capacity to do. I'm a gifted person. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none type person. And anything that I put my mind to do, I can figure out how to do probably way faster than the professionals figured out how to do it. The problem with me is that I can't sustain it, because I'm like a red giant or a blue star. Like when I burn really hot, but when I explode, when it's done, it's done. Like I'm really good at that initial push out the thing. I don't know. I don't know what that was. My mind, I'm envisioning like horses running out the derby thing. But I just cannot like sustain it like other people can, which is a gift and a curse, because that means that I could get out whatever it is that I'm creating. I could probably do it faster, better, and more efficiently than the professionals who do it, but I can't do it for a long period of time. I can only do it for a short burst, and then I'm tired, and then I'm done with it. That's the fucking sad part about being gifted in this way. Um, And I don't know how to work with that. I don't know how to um, create a life from that, if I'm being honest. This world values long term stamina, or I won't even say stamina, but really just stamina, but long term. See, in my mind, doing things for a long period of time don't make sense because it's like in my okay, like the way I tackle things, if I'm tackling a task, what is the most efficient, easiest way that I could do this task initially, and then how can I automate that task where I never have to do it again? Like that's my whole thought process. What would make this 10 times easier to do? I can find all the hacks and all the easiest ways to get it done, but I don't want to do it forever. So my mind is like, well, what can I do to never have to do this again? Oh, to be me. To be me, honey. But anyway. So yeah, just trying to figure out what's the new era for me. What's the most authentic way to be and to exist without having to give every last drop of my existence to it. And I feel like a lot of people like me are going through some weird shit right now. Like, I notice the really gifted, the really intellectuals, the spiritualists, the us neurodivergents are going through something right now because if you, well, I don't know you, but if you're a person who watches a lot of neurodivergent gifted people, all of them are silent. They're not creating shit. They're not making nothing. They're in this like cocoon. They're nowhere to be found. And you'll see us for a little while and then we'll disappear. And I noticed that a lot of us are just, we are like on sleep mode right now. And the world is moving and spinning around us and it's just so hard to get going. It's like I don't have enough energy to participate in y'all shit right now. And so I'm trying to figure out what the fuck am I going to do next? Because I don't want what these people want. I don't want the whole fucking world. I thought I did. And parts of me that are drenched in that lack feeling, like I don't have enough, parts of me are still wanting everything or a lot, but the other parts of me is like, it's not worth it. It's not worth the energy, and it's not sustainable, nor is it, doesn't even make sense. So it's like, what does the next era look like for me that has substance and not just that superficial shit? I'm not interested in being around a bunch of ignorant people. I'm not. I'm not interested in being around a bunch of fucking idiots. And I said it, idiots. I don't like saying idiots, but people are just fucking idiots. They're just fucking dumb. They're dumb. They're ignorant. And I see some of the shit that I see online. I'm like, what kind of fucking Twilight Zone am I in? Like, I feel like I was dropped off in an alien. If you ever seen Deadpool 2, where they're interviewing people to come on X Force, and they're talking to, at first they were talking to the guy who was an alien or whatever, and the guy was like, I'm like you guys, I'm just better at everything. And he's like, damn, wouldn't it be cool to be like on a planet where you're just better than everybody else at everything? It's like a bunch of functional idiots. I've talked about this before in another video. But that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm on a planet with a bunch of functional idiots. Like, I remember I was saying this, I'm coming to 25 minutes. I'm about to be done. Um, I was watching a video of these people who are doing recycling. It's definitely like some sort of uh I guess third world country or place where they don't have regulations and stuff because of how it looked. And they're doing this recycle stuff. They're burning all this plastic and extruding it out in like an extruder. And I'm like, that cannot be, like, the plastic, parts of the plastic is on fire, like as it's coming out. I'm like, that shit gotta be fucking horrible for your lungs. Like, that can't be ethically or healthy, for them to be working around that. And no ventilation, just, the type of clothes they have on, the shoes that they have on, like, this can't be safe, you know what I mean? And some fucking idiot, well, I think the initial comment was, this is the type of stuff that we need AI to do because this can't be healthy for these people to be around. And some fucking idiot comments, oh, well, then they won't have jobs. So that's not going to be helpful. I just, as if there's nothing else in the fucking world to do. Don't get me wrong. I get where that comment is coming from. It's coming from a place where maybe this is the only work in the area. Totally get that. However, you have these people sacrificing their life and their body and their health for pennies a day to do this shit when they could be doing something else, something better, something to help their community and their families, and like things that could actually give them life back and not take it from them. But we live in a world where people think that it's acceptable for a person to work in a space like that, that's probably slowly killing them, versus creating a life for everyone and work for everyone that actually brings them life. We have enough fucking technology to automate probably 90% of the shit that we do. And humanity could spend the rest of its time doing other shit, reaching for the stars, being creative, whatever. But I live on a fucking planet full of functional idiots where they think that money is it. This fucking little piece of paper, little pieces of metal, little change or whatever. They think that's it. Like, people have been so programmed to believe that this is the only way our world can work, that the world needs money to function. It is a huge fucking lie. How many thousands and thousands and thousands of years have humans been living with no fucking money? They had trade, they had equal ways of giving things to each other. No money. I don't know. I think the one part of my brain is the toxic, sick masculinity that runs this world, that has everybody fucked in the head. And the other part of it is like, humans are just really that fucking stupid. Like, we're really that fucking gullible. We're really that much of cows and sheep. Like, we're really animals like that, where we have the capacity to create all of this shit, but not the consciousness on what to do with it. Where the fuck am I? I'm surrounded by fucking idiots, and I can't stand it. And I really want to live out the rest of whatever time that I have in a beautiful way, in a beautiful space in my mind, and just be, just be happy with whatever it is that I have. But I can't stand it. I feel like Smith when he says it's the smell, if there is such a thing. I feel infected by it. Your stink is all over me. The idiocy of humanity has infiltrated my being, and I just don't fucking want to be here. That was a rant. I didn't mean to go on that rant, but fuck it. Like, I just can't stand being around these people anymore. Like, I'm trying to figure out, how can I live whatever little time that I have left in a beautiful way and not let the idiocy of humanity completely infiltrate my spirit. I hate it here. I'm saying it. But all that to say, this is not where this is going to turn out. But damn it, this is where it is. I'm going to go, child. We 30 minutes in. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed that. The honesty. All right, bye.